News Talk 1090 is the talk of Muskegon.
Welcome. You're listening to the Renegade River Show, and my name is Mike Hewitt. And today in the studio with us, we've got Carla Constantine, who is the chairperson of Family Fun Night, and she's also the co-chair of Marketing and Advertising. And with Carla is Rick Holman, who's the president of the Spring Lake Heritage Festival. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Carla, let me start with you, if I might. Tell me, what is it to be chairperson of the Family Fun Night?
A lot of work.
So it's a volunteer position.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
You have to start early in the fall to try to figure out if you're going to add any new events at Family Fun Night, and then contact the people who have been part of your past friendly fun nights and see if they will still do, like the firemen would do the water ball, the police would do an auction, find someone to do the dunk tank. The Lions Club, are they still going to do the family picnic? Is Rotary still going to do ice cream? All of that. So you start working on that around in October.
So it's a big organizational committee is what it is.
Yes.
Okay. And is that part of, tell me about, what is Chalk the Walk?
Chalk the Walk is a new event. One of our members on the committee came up with that. So what we're going to do is, I've got a couple of high school girls that are very good in art, and they're going to get the little kids to participate in coloring up the sidewalk there at Central Park, and just to do different scenes. And we're going to try to focus on the Grand River and sailing.
Very cool. Now the committee that you chair, you're also the co-chair of Marketing and Advertising. What is that?
Oh, that's dealing with all of the media and getting them to advertise, and letting us advertise, getting our event out there, and just doing the marketing and advertising.
Okay, now that those committees are part of or work in association with the Spring Lake Heritage Festival. Am I saying that right?
Yes.
Okay.
There's about 15 committee members on the Heritage Festival, and then we each are assigned to be a committee head. And that's it's all volunteer. We've got 15 people, and we've got a lot of people that help one another. We've got chairmen and co-chairs. So there's many different things.
Okay.
And we bring in a number of outside volunteers beyond our committee.
How many?
Oh, gosh, every year it's different, and depending on the events, it's a hard number to say, and we're always looking for more.
Okay, now, Rick, you're the president of the Spring Lake Heritage Festival?
That's correct.
Does that mean then your function would be to appoint chairpersons or co-chairs, et cetera?
We do a lot by committee, so it isn't a one-person appointment. A lot of the events, for example, have a chair as well as a co-chair.
Okay, tell me, whoever wants to jump in, what is the Spring Lake Heritage Festival?
Well, actually, this is the 28th year for the Heritage Festival, and it was started by a group of people that many years ago to celebrate the history of Spring Lake. And as the years have progressed, the festival has certainly changed in what we do by virtue of how it has been received by the public and what new things they would like to see. So it's evolved quite a bit, but there are a few carryover events that still celebrate the history of not only of Spring Lake, but of the Tri-Cities area.
Yeah, very nice. I think some folks that are familiar with the area maybe don't, let me say differently, speak for myself. I don't think just going to Spring Lake or going through it, I don't immediately regress and think of the history of it. But when I opened Renegade River, one of the things I tried to do at the time was locate old pictures of that storefront that now houses my business. And I got to tell you, I found some fascinating history about Spring Lake. A lot of folks would be just stunned to know the history that's taken place there, and even in the building that I'm in. So I like to see that there are things that keep what this show and my business both drive towards, which is community. One of the things we've lost in this modern world is a sense of community, and I think these types of things help to promote that.
Totally agree. I totally agree with that. Carla, do you have any other on the history?
Well, on the history part, the building that my office is in Spring Lake, Travel Leaders, I used to deliver eggs to that building when it was a butcher shop, 55 years ago. So there is a lot of history there. My dad had an egg farm, and we would bring the eggs there, and I can remember going in there, and it was a butcher shop. It's been many things since then.
Yeah, I just love that kind of thing. I found pictures of the operation where Renegade River's at, and there's some, it looks like it was a general store, and this picture was probably taken in the maybe early 40s or late 30s, and it's a fellow standing in the middle of the store, but the actual structure of it, the roof, it's got a tin ceiling on it and all of that, all of those things now are exactly as they were then. Makes me kind of smile to see that indeed some things do stay the same. So what kind of activities will the Spring Lake Heritage Festival bring to Spring Lake?
Well, my goodness, we have a fun-filled 6-day event that actually starts on June 11th. And every day, beginning from morning until late in the evening, there are a number of events that one can find out and participate in through going to our website, which is SL Spring Lake Heritage Festival.com.
Very nice. Now, how do you folks come about all of the volunteers it takes to put these things together? And I ask you that before you get going because I've spent a long time as a volunteer involved in politics. And it seems like in that universe, at least, it's really difficult to get people that there's like two levels. A lot of hand raisers, yes, I will. And then when you really get there and it's time to do the work, you go, wow, it seems like there's a lot less hands than all the hands that raised up. And I asked that kind of a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but I'm looking at the menu of the things that are going to take place. This takes a lot of work.
It does, Mike, and I have to applaud the committee members that we have on the Heritage Festival. Many of them have been there for quite a number of years, and actually we have two, of which Carla is one, and Michelle Yasnik. They've been on this committee for 14 years. And we actually had another gentleman who recently left, but he was on the committee for 18 years. So you can see that there's a lot of enjoyment that volunteers get because none of us are paid individuals. In fact, we volunteer our time 12 months out of the year. Carla spoke just a few minutes ago about the actual activity for Fun Night. It begins in the fall to put things together. We meet every month, 12 months out of the year, to keep this festival going, keep it energized, keep it new and fresh. Committee members, they're so committed, they continue to stay with us year after year after year, and they know each of them are in charge of a particular event, and they know their events inside and out, and they're continually evaluating the pros and the cons of the events and changing and evolving for the following years. So we're really pleased with the committee we have. Again, it's all by volunteer, and we always accept new people coming in. If they're interested in joining, our arms are open, and they're welcome to join us.
Yeah, very nice. Carla, you were going to add something on volunteering?
Well, on Family Fun Night, I'm getting quite a few volunteers from the local Girl Scout troops. I've got 12 Girl Scouts and their moms coming to help me out on Family Fun Night. And they will be distributed among the inflatables, taking tickets, games, that sort of thing. So that's a great help, and it helps them achieve a badge that they have to do some community service work.
Very
so on
nice.
Family Fun Night, yeah, the Girl Scouts are great.
Now, the obvious question I got to ask is, where are the Boy Scouts in all of this?
The Boy Scouts are helping out on Friday night at the car show.
Very nice.
They helped Steve out at the car show on Friday night, yes.
Very, very nice. I one of the things that was making me smile while Rick was talking is I have a tough time not looking at this from the political venue of volunteering. But when he was talking about 17 or 18 years and all of these long-term volunteers, I was kind of chuckling because in the political universe, on the left or the right, doesn't matter whether it's left or right. They use different words, but it means the same thing. Oh, you're part of the establishment. You're no good. We got out with the old and in with the new. So I couldn't help but think that a little bit when you were talking. How is the Tri-Cities Historical Museum tied into this?
Well, on Tuesday evening, they have a representative from the museum meet in front of the Village Hall, and they take you on a walk through past all of the historical venues that are in Spring Lake. They have done that every year. And then they will also be there on Family Fun Night, and they have their event that's going on at the museum about the artifacts from the Mammoth Age. They're going to bring some of that over for Family Fun Night and let the kids dig for bones in sand. I believe that's what they're going to be doing there.
Very cool. Sponsor-wise, Kim, and we talked a little bit earlier about sponsors, but who are the sponsors? Is it mostly downtown businesses, or are there big corporations, or what's the mix?
We do have quite a mix, actually. A number of the local business establishments, certainly within the Spring Lake and surrounding area, as well as some manufacturing as well. Our title sponsor this year is I Care One, who has committed substantial dollars, which really help us to bring the great events to the Heritage Festival that we would not be able to bring if we didn't have sponsors like I Care One.
Very nice. I'm still glancing over the menu here. One of the things I see that's probably my personal favorite is the car show. Which one of you wants to tell me about the car show?
I can try to tell you a little bit about it. A few years back, I did enter one of my cars, but I haven't done that lately. Steve Boink does a great job. The location of the car show is at the Wesleyan Church parking lot, and he has many classes of cars. I know they've got trucks and cars, and I'm not sure who the judging is this year. I know they have a People's Choice, but I don't know if they have an official judge. But hopefully they have good weather. One year they had to shut down early because there was a huge storm that came through. But it looks like the weather's going to be pretty good for Steve this year.
Very, very nice. Again, politics. I'm glancing through and I'm seeing Civil War presentation. Is that pretty well attended in years gone by, Carla?
Well, Dan Grable, who is on our committee, is in charge of that, and it's the sons of the past people who participated in the Civil War. So it's many generations down, and they still have about, I think maybe 8 or 9 members, and they are going to put on a presentation at Barber School about the Battle of Gettysburg. And that is from 2 to 4 p.m. And yes, they have a pretty good turnout for that. And they also march in our Memorial Day Parade.
Which I might add, Mike, is also put on by the Committee of the Heritage Festival.
Very nice. Okay. How about the village? Is the village hall involved in this at all?
Well, certainly you can't have a festival without a lot of involvement from the village of Spring Lake. They contribute an awful lot of time through their Public Works Department in trying to help us out to get things in order, fences up, just a litany of things. And we do this all on, of course, their property. The festival is held, the majority of it, in Mill Point Park, which, by the way, if you haven't been there, please come join us. It's right along the Grand River, and it's a fabulous, beautiful park. But the village of Spring Lake has, over the years, just been an absolute godsend to us, allowing us to do a lot of the things that we do. But direct participation from the village, no. That's all the volunteer committee members that are outside of that unit.
I can tell you that as a gun shop business owner, and probably have a little bit of a reputation for being a limited government kind of guy, normally, well, let me just say differently. When I opened up the gun shop in Spring Lake, I anticipated some of the negative politics that would have come with it from the village. And I have to tell you, I don't know whether they've embraced the politics of it or not. That doesn't matter. They've truly been a great organization to work with, and that's probably pretty rare for me to say about a government entity. I mean that sincerely. They've been very, very gracious in working with them, from the chief of police all the way through the entire government organization there in Spring Lake. I've been pretty impressed with that. So tell me this, if they want, you give me the web address. And Carla, on the committees that you're involved in, do you have web presence, or is it part of what the address is that he has?
It's part of the address. You go to that main address, and then you can click on the daily calendar, or you can click on events, and it'll take you right there.
Okay.
In fact, I just accessed it yesterday because I signed up for the 5K race, which is going to be on Saturday. So sign up early, and it's a little bit cheaper.
That means you probably won't be at the beer tent the night before.
Oh, yes, I'll be there working, but I won't be drinking much.
We don't have a choice on those, Mike. We are all there, all day.
Yeah.
Now, of all this, there's this, folks, just so you can't see it, I've got a trifold here, and there's, of course, there's print for all of the days involved with all kinds of activities, but which one of these activities or which of these activities do you speculate will be the most popular?
Well, of course, Family Fun Night is a heavily participated event. Excuse me. And I'm chairman of the Thursday night event, which begins at 5 o'clock, and this is called Wings on the Water. Been a very, very popular event. And what we do is we bring in local caterers and restaurant owners to have a judged and juried cook-off for chicken wings. And we present to the winner. There's actually three categories. There's one, a People's Choice category, which is where you as the general public coming in, you buy a certain number of wings, you get a ballot, and you're able to then cast your vote for who you think has the best flavored chicken or chicken wings. And then we also have a juried event where we have 4 judges. And the judges this year are the managers from our 4 local communities, being the manager of Spring Lake Village, the manager of Spring Lake Township, manager of Grand Haven, city of Grand Haven, and also the manager of the city of Ferrisburg. They will also judge an event, and there's a first and second place award presented. And then the third award that we have is Best Booth. And we hope to encourage, we've tried to encourage, and the cookers, as we call them, and those are the caterers or the restaurants, to decorate their booth. And so they can win an award as well by booth decoration. And I do know of one for sure that is... they're going gung-ho this year on decorating their booth.
Very, very nice. We are going to have to slip to a break. We will be right back, folks.
Renegade River in Spring Lake wants to buy your used handguns and hunting guns. Renegade River, your hunting, camping, and survival store. Stop in and check out their new and used firearms, sporting goods, Army and Navy supplies, and survival gear. Downtown Spring Lake, next to the police station.
I would like to offer up a new word for the dictionary. App-alicious. Meaning an app that's so incredible it'll make your mouth water. I'll use it in a sentence. iHeartRadio is app-alicious, which it is. Only iHeartRadio lets you listen to 1,500 live radio stations, and it lets you create custom stations right on your smartphone or tablet. And that, my friends, is app-alicious. Download the iHeartRadio app free at iHeartRadio.com.
Hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, fires, floods. Mother Nature has lots of disasters up her sleeve. That's why I use Carbonite to protect my computer files. Carbonite backs up your files for you automatically, and Carbonite keeps them in the cloud away from danger. Unlimited backup space for your PC or Mac is just $59 a year. Start your free trial today at Carbonite.com. No credit card required. Be sure to use offer code KIM and get 2 free months with purchase. That's Carbonite.com, offer code KIM.
Hi, everyone. Jay Farner here with Quicken Loans. Today's mortgage rates are just about the lowest that we've ever experienced. But because these super low rates fluctuate, Quicken Loans has a great new way for you to find out what the current mortgage rate is for a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage right this instant. Just pick up your mobile phone and text the word RATES to AMAZE. Text RATES to 26293 to see the latest mortgage rate on a 30-year fixed-rate mortgage. Again, simply text RATES to AMAZE. That's RATES to 26293. At Quicken Loans, we always provide you with the latest technology designed to give you an amazing mortgage experience. Maybe that's why for 3 years in a row now, J.D. Power & Associates has ranked Quicken Loans highest in the nation in customer satisfaction for primary mortgage origination. Again, text rates to amaze 26293 and discover for yourself why Quicken Loans is engineered to amaze.
Standard text messaging rates apply. For J.D. Power and Associates award information, visit jdpower.com. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS number 3030.
I'm at a local golf course to talk Gold Bond powder with the Phillips foursome. You guys look uncomfortable.
Man, it's humid.
My shirt's stuck to my back.
My feet are funky.
And I'm itchy in all the wrong places.
I've heard enough. Phillips foursome, relief starts now.
Good.
Gold Bond medicated body and foot powders are proven to relieve itch, odor, and wetness with that cooling, feel-good, refreshing kick.
Feels great.
Itch-free, baby.
Couldn't be happier to hear that. Gold Bond powder. Relief starts now.
Be a survivor, not a statistic. Renegade River in Spring Lake has new and used handguns, hunting guns, sporting goods, and survival gear. Protect your rights and your freedom. Ask about their CPL classes. Renegade River, next to the police station at downtown Spring Lake.
The Talk of Muskegon. News Talk 1090, WKBZ.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Renegade River Show, and my name is Mike Hewitt. And we have in the studio with us today Carla Constantine, who is the chairperson for Family Fun Night and co-chair of Marketing and Advertising. And with her is Rick Holman, president of Spring Lake Heritage Festival. Welcome back, both.
Thank you, Mike.
Carla, if I could, do me a favor while we've hit some highlights from your vantage of the event.
Well, I'd like to start out, our first day is Tuesday. That's just the beginning day, so we don't have huge events that day. We have Windsor McKay Day going on at the library, so little kids should go, and Kevin Collier will talk to them about cartooning. And then the dog walk is Tuesday evening. Please meet at Central Park with your dogs or your kitties, and we are going to walk from Central Park down to Old Boys Brew House, and then they have some fun activities for you and your dogs.
Carla, I gotta stop you for a second, and tell
Kitties?
me no kitties. You can't even hurt them. But tell me my vision isn't right, because I'm imagining 50 dogs all wanting to fight with each other.
Never happens.
Nope.
No kidding.
Never happens.
No, once in a while they'll bark at each other, but then the owners split them up, and
that's the end of it.
And that's the end of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have never seen a group of animals that seem to get along. They get along better than a lot of human beings at times.
Well, they haven't been split into party definition yet.
There you go. Now, what does that tell us?
There you go. I guess they are smarter than us. Yeah. I'm sorry, Carla. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh, that's okay.
I just had to get past that brief nightmare.
And then we have a flea market downtown Spring Lake at the parking lot of the Harvest Bible Chapel. That goes on Wednesday and Thursday. And then new for us this year is the senior swing dance.
Okay,
That's going to be...
Let me stop you.
Yes.
I'm sorry, because I got to get some detail in here. If we can go back to the flea market for a minute, how many folks do you think will have their goods out there selling them?
Right now we have 30 vendors paid for, and normally we have a lot of vendors that just come that morning and ask if there's space for them. So that is a great turnout.
Wow, very
turnout.
cool.
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry, keep it going.
Okay, swing dance. Come on, you seniors. Come on down to the Holiday Inn in Spring Lake. You're going to be swinging to the River Rogues Jazz Band, and that starts at 6 p.m. for 2 hours, so you don't have to stay out late. All right, there will be $5 to come in to dance, and then you'll be able to buy hors d'oeuvres, and they'll have a cash bar there for you. And prior to the swing dance is the senior bingo. That's also at the Holiday Inn in Spring Lake, and that's 9:30 to 12:30. So you've got bingo in the morning and then swing dance in the evening. And the Holiday Inn is co-sponsoring that, and they'll have a lunch available for you also. But then the biggie on Thursday is our Wings on the Water barbecue wings contest. And Rick, could you tell us who the participants are this year?
That I can for sure. We've got a group this year that they're all eager to try some new things on all of our participants and customers. And they're Old Boys, 22 Below out of Grand Haven, Jack's Restaurant, which is in Spring Lake. A new one this year, Spring Lake Country Club, is joining us. Fish Times 2, again, right as you come over the bridge into Spring Lake. Top Butcher Shop and Barbecue. This is a new establishment. They haven't even quite opened their doors yet. That are locating in Spring Lake. And then the last one is Over the Top Barbecue out of Grand Haven.
Very nice.
I participated one year, my sisters and I. What a blast! It's a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun.
And something else that we've changed this year. In prior years, we use the term cookers for the restaurants and caterers to make it easy. And in prior years, they've only been able to bring one flavor to our customers, meaning they could only serve one specific type of a chicken wing. And these are either grilled or fried, depending on their media in which they like to cook. This year, we've changed that. We've decided that the cookers can actually have any number of flavors they would like to serve. So you might get hit with an array of sweet, heavy smoky barbecue, nice and spicy and hot. It's your choice from any one or all of the cookers that will be there. In addition, now the judging event, to make parity equal with everyone, the cookers can only present to the judges what they think is their absolute best flavor.
Have you ever been a judge yourself, Rick?
I have not in an event like this.
I have to tell you, I used to own a restaurant years ago, and so the result of owning the restaurant was, on an occasion, I would be one of the people that got invited to be a judge. And I've had some really great chili, and I've had some chili that's, oh my goodness. What am I going to do with this in my mouth when there's 300 people watching?
Yeah. Well, hopefully we won't get anything that spicy. In the event that we did, I might be a good judge for that because I love spicy.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah, and I'm glad that you guys have decided to spice it up by letting different,
Well, they could always
choices.
have their one choice could also be spicy.
Right.
I know there's always been a spicy one.
Okay.
So, Mike, do you like wings?
Not so much.
Oh, then we won't ask you to be a judge
No.
next year. Okay, forget it.
Maybe we should.
Tell me I didn't guess where she was going.
And the other thing is on our Wings Night, which again is Thursday, June 13th, from 5 until 8 o'clock. We do have a young group. We will have entertainment that starts at 6 o'clock. The young group is called Academy 4. And I'm very impressed by their music. They write and play all of their own music. They're 4 young girls out of, I think, Muskegon all the way on up to Traverse City. And 2 of them were in a group called the Accidentals. And then the 4 of them actually came together through the Interlochen Music Camp and created a group called the Academy 4. And I have to tell you, it's really, really refreshing music. These 4 young girls, between the 4 of them, they play a total of 13 different instruments.
Wow. Just truly wow.
And I think you're going to be surprised at the quality of the entertainment that they're going to bring on Thursday night.
And they're family friendly, as our whole Wings event is. Very family friendly.
Exactly.
And you know what's kind of neat? One of the reasons this is normally a political show, and there's probably some listeners that are wondering why I've got you folks on, but I got to tell you, the reason is that I think that the general public, or at least certainly in my venue in the political arena, there's a thought that the family community is kind of evaporated to big box stores, to the mall, to the fact that we're all busy and running. And I think it's really important that people realize that these things are going on, and there's a lot of people in the community, businesses in the community that are really engaged in it. I mean, when I grew up, I'm 52 now, but when I was a kid, I remember going with my folks downtown, and they knew the meat guy, they knew the local guy that worked on cars. It was a very community-driven business relationship with the citizens that lived in the community. And it feels like that's evaporated, but the truth of it is that we, the citizens, have to get ourselves involved in going down and taking part in what you folks are working so hard on.
Mike, every event that we have for the 6 days is a family event. You can bring your children to everything we do. The only exceptions we have are the Friday night beer tent and the Saturday night beer tent. But even the Saturday night, we would encourage those that have young kids still to come, because we have a big fireworks event beginning at 10:15.
Now, where are you shooting them off at?
we shoot them off a barge right in the Grand River, right off from Mill Point Park. And there's a lot of viewing area all the way around that you'll be able to find your special spot, and make sure you bring bug spray.
Right. Bug spray.
We've got a pretty healthy crop this year. There's no question.
They're extra large, I think, this year as well.
We're going to try to get the DPW to go out there and spray a few times, in Mill Point Park for us before Family Fun Night and before Wings on the Water and before each beer tent. But still, they're going to be around.
I'll bet they'll do that since most of those folks are going to be there that evening. I bet they'll spray for us during the day.
Yeah.
And people with boats are going to be able to be out in the Grand River and view the fireworks. And there's a lot of marinas in that area. They'll be able to view the fireworks.
So there's a lot of viewing area, whether you choose to view it from the Holiday Inn area, from the Grand Haven side, from the Spring Lake area. A great deal of viewing area. So please, participate with your attendance to that too.
Carla, you're going to be in the. Is it a walk or a run?
I'm going to be in the 5K run Saturday morning. Yes.
My paper says run walk.
You can run or you can walk. I'll probably do both.
I'll be the walker.
You'll be the walker. And then right after that, you have to go to the pancake breakfast, which is put on by the Lions Club, and that's at Barber School. And the pickleball tournament. That's a biggie for us this year. That's something new. It starts on Friday, and it goes into Saturday. And then if they have to have a playoff, it will be Sunday morning. So go to our website about the pickleball tournament.
I'm sorry, but I don't know what a pickleball tournament is.
Neither do I.
Well,
I think it's for old
pickleball
people.
is it seems to be very popular with our seniors. Because it's you play it on a tennis court, and you play it with paddles as opposed to a tennis racket, and it's a little less aggressive than, let's say, a tennis court, and a little less size. But it's become very, very popular over the years in many areas, and I think it's because it's getting seniors out and getting them more active. And this pickleball tournament will be held at the Central Park in Spring Lake.
I'm assuming they don't actually use pickles.
There are no pickles involved.
Yeah, I have no idea where
Sorry,
that name
Oscar.
came from. I don't know. But the seniors, they have pickleball clubs, and they become very competitive. They're like one club against the other, and it's something to watch.
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
Well, Mike, we invite you to join us on Saturday, and we would love you to get your team together and join.
Your Renegade team, you get them
There you go. You've got the name.
Renegade River probably will be sponsoring a team, but I don't know if it's going to be pickleball. But I'm not saying no. I just hadn't put my mind around that one yet.
Well, how about maybe you could participate in the Highland Games? That's going to be going on Saturday afternoon right by the pickleball tournament. So you've got two things going on.
What's the Highland Games?
Well, the Highland Games, it's a takeoff actually from Windsor McKay, being an individual with Scottish descent that was born in Spring Lake, and he was the cartoonist that we spoke of earlier as part of our history. But the Highland Games are just as you would expect them to be. It's the old-fashioned telephone pole toss, if you will. And there are also other events that they do by weight tossing, where they actually have, it's like a pitchfork and a bag of varying weights, and they have to toss this over like field goal posts. And they win awards. There are a number of people we have signed up for this event. It's amazing.
And they come dressed in kilts.
In kilts.
I don't know that I want to see that.
You do.
I certainly don't want to participate.
It's right after you win the pickleball tournament.
Fascinating. Okay, so I've never, all jokes aside, that's really great, but I'm glad that it ends with the beer tent, because I think everyone's going to need the beer after the kilts.
A heavily attended activity.
All right, Rick, what's your personal favorite of all of these activities?
Well, being that I absolutely love chicken wings, I would have to say the Wings on the Water is one of my events, and I happen to be chairman of it, but I do love that event because we do get a lot of families that come for that. So that would be my favorite. Of course, the Friday night and Saturday night beer tents are so well attended. It's a great area to go to simply because there's so many people that attend there, and your friends and relatives are there as well. It's just a good outing.
Very, very nice. Carla, what's your favorite of all of this?
I
know you said the 5K race, but
No, that's not my favorite. No. I suppose I should say Family Fun Night, but really, I love the Wings on the Water. It's just a fun event.
2 votes.
I know.
It's a lot of fun, Mike.
It's a lot of fun.
Even though you might not like chicken wings, I think you should come see us.
Yeah.
We'll be there. You can plan on that.
There is other food that is available, but the primary thing is the chicken wings. That's the emphasis. I might add, if I may, on Friday night at the beer tent, we do have entertainment, and this year it's going to be by the group that was there also last year called Sweet Justice, kind of a rock band. And then on Saturday night, we have a blues band, and I forgot the name of them.
Thirsty Perch.
Thirsty Perch.
And
it's
they
a
are
blues
some
band.
local people also.
Right.
They play everything, blues, rock and roll. They play everything.
Yeah.
They're
very,
very
very
good.
nice. And I happen to love the blues. I mean, I like rock if they're doing old classic rock, because I already told you how old I am. But if they, I like blues an awful lot, so I'll be there for that.
Well, I think Carla and I have just a couple of years on you for age, Mike, but I love the rock, and I also love the blues bands as well. So we're really thrilled. The only cost to participants that come or customers that come are on Friday night and Saturday night. There's just a $3 cover charge. And please make sure you bring your ID, because there's zero tolerance when it comes. We check everybody, whether you're 95 or less.
Finally, a place where I can go and get carded again. Okay, folks, we've got to go to a break, but I want to thank you both very, very much for coming in and bringing us up to date on the Spring Lake Heritage Festival.
Thank you, Mike.
Be a survivor, not a statistic. Renegade River in Spring Lake has new and used handguns, hunting guns, sporting goods, and survival gear. Protect your rights and your freedom. Ask about their CPL classes. Renegade River, next to the police station in downtown Spring Lake.
So many of us are involved in a business where we're always working. Getting completely caught up seems impossible, but it's not, because I use Go to My PC from Citrix, and you should too. With Go to My PC, I can be at work from anywhere. I can use any program, edit and send any file, just as if I'm sitting right at my desk. But here's the secret. Sometimes I'm not. With Go to My PC, I can be at the airport, a restaurant, or even at home. Because I'm using Go to My PC not only on my laptop, but also on my mobile phone, my iPad, virtually any mobile device. Go to My PC is freedom. Plus, it's super easy to use, and it sets up in minutes. And I want you to try it for yourself. No risk. Try Go to My PC free today with a special 45-day free trial just for my listeners. Visit gotomypc.com, click on the Try It Free button, and use the promo code KIM. Then download the free app to your mobile device. That's gotomypc.com, try it free, promo code KIM.
Whoever came up with the saying, put your money where your mouth is, must have had some dental work done. Just a filling can cost over $100. And other procedures like crowns and root canals can cost you hundreds more. Without dental insurance, you could be putting a lot of money where your mouth is. Fortunately, you can get dental insurance for less than $1 a day. This isn't a discount plan. This is real dental insurance that can cover over 300 procedures, everything from cleanings and fillings to crowns and dentures. To have a free information kit mailed directly to you, call Physicians Mutual Insurance Company, 1-800-719-5536. Your acceptance is guaranteed for one of these insurance policies, even if you're retired or on Medicare. You can see any dentist you choose and never pay a deductible. Get coverage for less than $1 a day and put less money where your mouth is. For your free information kit with all the details, call 1-800-719-5536. 1-800-719-5536.
Come to Napa today and get a quart of Mobil 1 synthetic oil for just $5.99. That's a big deal, so we got a big fancy voiceover guy.
Behold the savings at Napa. Mobil 1, the world's leading synthetic oil. Just $5.99 a quart.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
No, you couldn't.
Participating Napa Auto Parts stores. Sales price does not include applicable state, local taxes, or recycling fees. Offer expires 6/30/13.
Life is extraordinary, and since 1935, GNC has offered everything you need to achieve your goals. From our more than 30 customized VitaPack programs to a full array of sports nutrition products. Become a GNC VIP by joining our new Member Price program. Join for free and start saving up to 50% off every item every day. Invest in your health now, and you'll profit for life. Let our experts Sports get you started today. Every day counts. Respect yourself. GNC. Live well.
Fox News Radio, I'm Karen McHugh. One Capitol Hill Democrat upset over the NSA surveillance program offers an alternative. Let's rework the Patriot Act.
Maybe Americans think this is okay, but I think the line has been drawn too far towards that we're going to invade your privacy versus we're going to respect your privacy.
Colorado Senator Mark Udall on CNN's State of the Union. Meanwhile, the president found support for his position from his one-time White House rival, who says we walk a fine line when it comes to gathering intel.
It's a careful balance between individual liberty and responsibilities.
GOP Senator John McCain on CNN's State of the Union. Rafael Nadal's done something that's never been done before.
I never realized that something like this will be able to make happen, but here we are, and I just can say thank you very much to the life to give me this opportunity.
Nadal became the first man to win the same Grand Slam tennis tournament 8 times. He defeated fellow Spaniard David Ferrer in the French Open final. Fox News. We report. You decide.
Here is the official News Talk 1090 WKBZ forecast. Today, partly cloudy with isolated thunderstorms possible at a high of 78, southeast winds 10 to 15. It'll stay partly cloudy tonight. Only a slight chance of thunderstorms, a low of 62, southeast winds 10 to 15. Showers in the morning tomorrow with isolated thunderstorms arriving in the afternoon. The high 72, south winds 5 to 10, and then partly cloudy and dry on Tuesday with a high of 71. Keeping you informed, News Talk 1090 WKBZ, the talk of Muskegon.
Renegade River in Spring Lake wants to buy your used handguns and hunting guns. Renegade River, your hunting, camping, and survival store. Stop in and check out their new and used firearms, sporting goods, Army and Navy supplies, and survival gear. Downtown Spring Lake, next to the police station.
News Talk 1090 is the talk of Muskegon.
Well, welcome back. You're listening to the Renegade River Show, and my name is Mike Hewitt. Our first 2 segments are done, and I have to tell you it was a great honor having both of those 2 folks from the Spring Lake Heritage Festival in the studio. I love it when we get to talk to volunteers who are really trying to advance community. I think that's important. But for a little bit of time left today, I want to talk a little bit briefly, because there's not that much time left, about a novel I wrote. And I've kind of had this on the back burner for the last 30-some episodes, and I'm only going to be touching on it for a minute. But if you would, Oscar, will you play a trailer for us?
In author Michael S. Hewitt's new book, America has been defeated by the global socialist authority and enemies within. A coup has left 3 members of the Supreme Court dead, Congress scattered to the wind, and President Robert Burke deposed. The GSA uses its military police against a disarmed population to instill acceptance. Like Lenin's Cheka or Hitler's Gestapo, their maintenance of martial law is absolute. Stalin would be proud, for the left is in control without balance or restraint. Miles Carlson, a retired captain of the U.S. Army, is quickly recruited. He, along with former President Burke, take a stand to defend the states to uphold their sworn oaths to the U.S. Constitution. Can Miles Carlson and President Burke lead the sons and daughters of liberty to win this second war for independence? Find out in this action-packed thriller as 2 brave men and patriots from across our Union of States risk everything to liberate America.
Thank you, Oscar, for playing that. Folks, that was a trailer that was put together for my novel, which is titled America's Final Beginning, and I'm not trying to sell it to you today. What I'm trying to say is that there will come a point at some point in America's future where we're going to have some choices to make. I think Ronald Reagan said a time for choosing. And in the backdrop, or if you will, the bone that holds America's Final Beginning together, the novel, it's a fiction novel, by the way, speculative fiction, I think they called it, except for one really progressive person who called it a lot of other things. What it asks us is to say, let's just take today, for example. The book is set in the year 2029, not a science fiction, but that's when it was set in, so it's not that far into the future. But ask yourself today, if it were on the ballot in November, to set aside the United States Constitution, set it aside, and join a global government, what do you think the percentage of yes votes would be? I personally think right now it would be between 35 and 40%. of people that would be willing to say, yes, no more wars, peace at any cost, no more multi-level economies, so you won't have rich governments and poor governments. And I really believe that if it were on the ballot, it would be in the 35-40% range. And my book asks to say, on the path that we're on, what would that vote be in the year 2029? Would it be 50, 51%? How much cheating would have to get done to push it over the edge if it wasn't a majority? And if it happened, then the book speculates, what would life be like in America if we had joined the global socialist authority, which is what I called it in the book. I think they call it New World Order and a whole bunch of other things, but that's what I called it. And understand, I'm not forecasting gloom and doom, and neither does the book. But the book does call out to say, what path are we on, and are we sure that that's the direction we want to go? I'll read you just a little bit of it, not the book itself, but a prelude. America and the world degenerated into a state of tyranny, following a brief era akin to a second Weimar Republic, when it inevitably sacrificed liberty in a selfish attempt to sustain itself. Folks, I have to tell you, when I wrote that, it was a few years ago, but what I see right now is that we are sacrificing liberty in a selfish attempt to sustain what we've got going right now financially. And I don't know how long that can last. And that's kind of the question I'm posing with this. This time, like before, it was the relentless thirst for power of a few that filled the vacuum left by the abandoned reasoning of some and the complacency of many. Our government failed us by adopting the ideology of our enemy, selling itself in total at our expense. And as with the end of any tyrannical period from throughout time, it was the people and not their leaders that history would call on to deliver liberty and freedom for their families and tomorrow's generation. That's the prelude. And again, it says, okay, we've joined this global socialist authority. The only way that would work, possibly, the only possible way it could work, is if the United States economy was then on par with the world. We'd have to level the world's economies for that to take place. And so if you just sit back and think about it for a minute, other than saying Mike is being sensational, pause for a minute and say, if it did happen, if we did vote to do that, what would the next steps to be? And my belief is that the global socialist authority would have to squash anything that resembled liberty or capitalism in America before it could proceed, keeping in mind that I believe that it's already 35 or 40% that would vote in favor of it. So I don't think that I'm talking out of the realm to say in the year 2029 this is a plausible possibility. I guess that's the long and the short of it, is what path are we on, and are we sure that this is the path that we want to be on? I can tell you writing the book was a little bit of a challenge. I got to the halfway point at about the time that Obama won the presidency in the first term, and I stopped for about 6 months. I thought, it's too late, it's already here. But of course our Constitution's proving to be very strong, and we could all debate his ideology and whether it's right or wrong and good or bad. But one thing is for certain, he is a globalist, and so that's one more notch that pushes us, in my view, in that general direction. The other thing I guess I want to share, if there's people out there that are thinking about writing a book, I really, really encourage you to grab a pen, get your word out from your computer, do whatever it is you feel comfortable with, but write it. It was a great, great learning experience for me. And in fact, so much so, I'm working on the sequel. And that's that's probably going to be better because I learned so much more the first time from having learned things the hard way, I guess. But the sequel I'm writing on is titled The Third Founding of America. And it asks, if we get beyond that, it assumes my premise is correct. The vote happened. We joined the global socialist authority. They squelched us down to be level with the world's economies, which, by the way, made it very like dystopia, very negative, very gray and dark. I described New York City as being the city that never sleeps, looking cold and dead. A time when right now it seems that being wrong is defined as being caught, and in the future, in that world, being wrong doesn't matter. It's okay whether you're caught or not, because there's really not any mechanism that is in place. It's a very, very different world. But if you look at the world's the world's venue right now, you'll find that that's kind of what it would be like. There's no other way to rationalize it. So, at any rate, so we get all the way through that, and we're able to push back the global socialist authority and win back America, then what do? Do we just pick up right exactly where we left off, or do we try to rebuild America in the vision of our founders? And if that's the answer, that's what my sequel's about. But if that's truly the logical answer, then why don't we start now rather than waiting? And that just makes sense to me. And set aside the political partisan nonsense and the left and the right and all of that, and say, if we would have reinvented America, if we would have never had to reinvent America, if we could have the America that our founders set up, and no, I'm not talking about slavery and all of the things that the extreme left immediately want to put on top of my words. I'm talking about the Constitution and the Declaration that human mankind strives to live up to. If we could have continued on a path to try to strive and live up to that, where would we be now? At a time when, keeping in mind, they thought the individual was sovereign and that the government was, by the way, I just kind of hit a little catchword when I said the word sovereign. I see that the IRS and NSA pick up on anyone that uses sovereign individual as a term. So I'm once again on another list. Folks, those are the things that cause me to write. When I see that and I hear the chatter and I see the political focus where we're all focused on Fast and Furious until the media changes our gears for us. And now we're all focused on whatever the next drama is, and we're focused on that for 2 or 3 or 4 weeks. We don't ever see was there a resolution. We don't ever say, what became of Fast and Furious? Where are we with Eric Holderman? What did he know? And we're not seeing anything through to fruition. It's like we've got this 2 or 3 week long attention span and we move on. And I'm saying that's exactly how it is that they're winning, because we're not digging in and saying not one more inch. And unless we do that, my book will be true. And in the meantime, it's just fiction. And I hope it remains fiction. I got to tell you, of the 2 books, the one I'm writing where it offers a cure is probably going to be my favorite. Maybe yours too. I hope you read it. But I have to tell you, in total, if you're curious about America's Final Beginning after listening to the trailer and me babble on about it for 10 minutes, then go to Facebook, America's Final Beginning. Go to americasfinalbeginning.com. You'll find information about the book. Gives you a synopsis there, tells you a little bit about me. But also, the Renegade River Show is on Facebook, and so is the book, America's Final Beginning. So I'm hoping that you'll pick it up there. Because I'm telling you, again, I'm not a conspiratorialist. I'm about as far removed from Jesse Ventura as you can get. But when you sit and you look at facts and they don't add up, you've got to pause and say, what direction are we really going? How come we're really not paying attention? I always use a little example. It's kind of a silly one, but when Ronald Reagan was president, Republicans all wanted line item veto. They were demanding line item veto. Now, since then, thank goodness it was called unconstitutional, because now the Republicans don't want anything to do with it, and the Democrats are yelling in favor of line item veto. It's these kind of things where the political parties keep switching sides, and they're for liberty, no, we're for liberty, but we, the citizens, have got to dig in and say enough. We want family community, like these 2 folks described earlier from the Springfield Heritage Festival. We want that kind of atmosphere for our kids. We demand an education for our children so that they can actually read when they graduate with honors. Think about that. They can actually read when they graduate with honors. They actually have skills that are marketable, which they don't have right now. We're not going to get those unless we pay attention, is what I believe. So beyond that, go to Facebook, find America's Final Beginning, go to americasfinalbeginning.com, and by all means listen to the Renegade River Show on YouTube and find the Renegade River Show on Facebook. And beyond that, I wish you all a very great week, and I will talk to you 1 week from today. Thank you very much.